Hi, this is Jordan Ian, and welcome to today's Email Marketing Minute. Today we're going to talk about some of the things that are going on in retail, and it's retail season, so there's a lot happening in the email marketing space. And I want to talk about one of my favorite retailers, Sonoma, and what they're doing in the email space. They do an awful lot of email, and this happens to be one I got a couple of days ago focused on the Thanksgiving season. If you look at this, it's got an awful lot of nice product in it focused on this area or this season of the year. Turkey brine, the connection to an organic turkey, turkey rub, all kinds of things related to turkey. It's really what they call their essentials from our Thanksgiving pantry. Now this is what it looks like in Gmail when you get it with your images turned on. If you receive this, like 50% of the population does with images turned off, this is what you receive. Now I think Sonoma does a really nice job of making sure that the message comes across to you even if those images are turned off. So we've talked about before the importance of designing that message so that it shows up with images on or images off, and they've done a great job there. The challenge that they face is the volume of messages that they're sending out. Between October the 13th and November the 10th of this year, I received a total of 9 messages, and when you look across the subject lines, there's a huge volume of information they're sending me as a consumer. Now, you can look at this and there's a big difference in the types of information they're sending out, but when you start looking at the messages themselves, I've got everything in those messages from a gravy separator to a 10-piece glass bowl set to a dripless ball baster, but it's all focused on product. In the entire group of messages, there were only 2 messages that contained any information that was what I'll call relevance beyond just purely promotional information. So the key that they face is trying to make that message more relevant to me as a consumer. Now, one of the things I think they've done really well is if that relevance to me as a consumer doesn't seem very high, I can unsubscribe, which is obviously one of the things you want to be able to do. You need to, by law, allow them to unsubscribe. But before they completely get off or before somebody completely gets off the list, Sonoma actually allows them to decrease the amount of mail they want to receive. You can either send no more than 1 email per week, or no more than 2 emails per month, or send no more than 1 email message each month. So you can really kind of adjust the volume of messages you want. So that's a really nice feature that they've added, and if you do send a lot of messages, it's really nice to give that consumer the ability to do that. So let's give you an overall assessment of what I see here. First of all, they've got a fantastic use of imagery. Over the years, I've seen Sonoma do a really nice job with design of that message. They also do a great job in using seasonality in their message. I think they could do a much better job improving the calls to action, getting people to really call out what they'd like them to do when they receive those messages. They should test the frequency. I still think even allowing the consumer to unsubscribe periodically, they're probably blasting out too many of those messages. And I don't like to use the word blast, but when you're sending 9 messages over that very short amount of period of time, you're really getting close to what I'd call blasting messages. And they may have already tested this and it may work for them, but if you're going to send a large volume of messages, you want to make sure you've tested it. I think they've got an excellent unsubscribe form, and the key from my perspective is make sure you increase that recipient relevance. Make sure that what's in it is really focused more about talking about me and less about talking about you. That's today's Email Marketing Minute. We're subscribermail.com. I hope you've enjoyed it. You can also find us on Twitter at @JordanIan and @subscribermail.